What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you how to make custom 3DS cover plates. Now this only works for the Nintendo new quote-unquote 3DS system, not the XL version. This is just for the version that you can change the faceplates out on. So I think in the US the ones that we've had are like a couple of special edition Mario ones, and of course we had the Pokemon ones from the release of Yellow, Red, and Blue in the eShop. So, if you have one of those systems, you have a Japanese system, you have a European system, whatever system you have, as long as it is the 3DS that you can change the cover plates, this will work for you. Okay, so the first step that you need to do is, well, I guess the very first thing is you need to have Photoshop, or you also can use the free program called GIMP, GIMP. I'm going to be using Photoshop today because that is what I have. I mean, I have GIMP as well, but this is what I like to use. So we're going to bring up Photoshop just so you can see, that I have Photoshop. This is the template you'll need. So what you're going to do to get the template is go over to the internet, right here, this here. That's where you need to go. I will put the link down in the description for you, but you just click on this link here. And when we click on this link, it's going to take us here. And the template that you need depends on what you'll be using. If you're going to use GIMP, I don't think the PSD will work. I think you have to use one of the PNG files. But like I said, I'm using Photoshop today, so you want this one right here, which is the template. I've already downloaded it. It is right here. So that's how you get your template. So now you have your template. I've opened it up with file open, and I selected that. So this is what it looks like over here. If you've never used Photoshop before and this is your first time, basically this layer here is your whole entire background here. So if you take that off, you see it becomes these little squares, and that is transparency. So basically I could put this image on top of another image, and this would be the image you put it on top of, in other words. I hope that made sense. Again, that's for someone who's never used this before. But anyway, so that's your background, and the guy who made this, I forgot his name, but like I said, everything will be linked in the description. But he actually told you, turn off before you print, turn off before you print, turn off before you print. That way you know exactly what it is that you need to leave and what you need to turn on. These two are the folders. These are where your actual artwork is going to go. Bottom for the bottom and top for the top. Okay, so you can hit these little arrows and it'll show you what is inside. So any artwork you do, you want to put inside. Okay, so this is the one that I made for mine. And let me just close these up. So if you close up the folders, this is exactly what you're seeing on the other one. But as you can see, if I open it back up here, you can see everything I've put in to the top, so to speak. So this one. Okay? So now we're back to our clean thing, our clean template. So what I'm going to do is I've actually already picked out two images that I'm going to use, and right now I've got to give some credit to this guy, Krukmeister. I'm using his artwork because, as you can see, just scrolling through, it is awesome. So anyway, I picked out two images. I picked out this one and this one because this one's blue and this one's yellow, and that kind of matches the two transparent covers that I have. So all you do is you make sure you're zoomed in all the way on this, and copy your image. Again, this one's going on the top. So we go back to Photoshop. You go under, let me close these real quick. Okay, you go under the top one and you click on background. You want it to go on top of this because basically this is going to go away. Okay, so you hit this little square right here at the bottom. That is for new layer. Then you have something called layer 1 on top of it. Okay, so while you have layer 1 highlighted, you do edit, paste. And this will paste your image here. Now, if it's not fitting correctly, like this one, you're going to do Control T. And why didn't it work? I don't know. Okay, there it goes. Sorry, I don't know. I pressed it, it didn't work. All right, so now you got Control T. You've got this box right here around it. So you click on a corner and you hold the Shift button. So Shift, click, and then you can drag it to whatever size you want, and it'll keep its dimensions. Okay? So I think right there's probably good for this one, for me. Okay? And then you're just going to hit apply. Whenever you click on another tool over here, it'll ask you to apply what you just did. So I'm going to now pick the same color as the background, because as you can see over there, there's a big ugly square that we don't want. Real quick though, I'm just going to color right there and get that. Sorry dude, I took your watermark off. Okay, so now you've got to deal with this square over here. So I grab my paint bucket tool with the same color as the background, and then what I like to do is just add a new layer again. But this time, look what happens. It covers up everything. But if you take the layer you just made and drag it below layer 1, there's your image. And now you have a clean, a clean looking top plate. So there's basically my top plate. I can add text on here. I can do, all kinds of different things. It doesn't have to be this simple. You can really go all out on this, but this is just an example. Matter of fact, I'll just add some text here just for the heck of it. I'll just do Savannahsaur again, like my other one. Can't see it, because it's the same color. Actually, I'm going to do yellow. And I'm going to do it in, let's see. Mario Kart. No, I don't like that. Okay, I'm just going to go to my generic lemon milk, whatever it is. Lemon milk. Yeah, we'll do that one. And I'll stick it right there. Okay, so there's some lettering that you can do on there. And this grid line, you can take it off if it aggravates you, but I like to use it because it can keep my stuff in the middle. Like, I can really tell where the middle is and all that stuff, so I like it. So, now you've added font if you want font. If you want a good website to get fonts, most of you probably already know this, but you can go to dafont.com and you can get all kinds of different fonts. Right now I've got on the Mario Kart font, but yeah, you can go there and get fonts. So, now you've created your top, so I'm just going to close this so it doesn't get cluttered over here and you guys get confused. So now we're going to work on the bottom. So I've opened the bottom, and I'm going to go back over here and find my picture. This is the one I want to use. And then I'm going to copy that image. And we're going to click the background under bottom, and then make a new layer. Okay. Now on this layer, we're going to edit, paste, and there's our picture. Once again, we're going to Control T and transform this to fit. And we're actually going to do it just like, I kind of like the Pokemon being lined up. I don't know why, but on this one, that's what I like. Okay, so again, we're going to click here. We're going to grab the same color. And once again, I'm going to use the paintbrush tool and get rid of his little logo. Sorry, dude. Oh, if you want to zoom in like this, it's Control plus or minus to go in and out. Command if you're using Mac. And I'm going to just erase that. I'm really coloring it, not erasing, but... Okay, now that we have that, we're going to grab the paint bucket tool again. And new layer. put that layer underneath layer 3. Alternatively, you can click background and do a new layer and it'll put it right here, but and then you just, while layer 4 is highlighted, and there is your background. So now that that's done, real quick, the only thing I want to do in the top layer real quick, because I might actually use this, is for your font, if you want to like add a little bit more to it rather than just putting something on there, you double click. You do this with any layer and you get all the styles you can choose from. So for this one, I'm actually going to put a stroke on here. And I want the stroke to be the color of the dark part on this guy, I think. Or I might do blue. Let's do the dark part, okay? And then I don't want it to be so big. I'd like it to be smaller. Probably right there. That looks pretty good. Okay. So there is my completed background. Okay. So top and bottom are both complete. I've hidden them. So now that you have your background. I mean, not your background, but your cover plates. And we're happy with them. We like how they look. So what you do now is everything that says turn off before print. Actually, hold on. Before we do that, what I like to do personally is go ahead and save this. Save as. And I like to name it something. I'm going to name this one Garchomp. Just whatever, and save it as a Photoshop. That way, if there's any mistakes when you print it, you can come back in here and you can edit every layer. Now, back to what I was saying before, everything it says turn off before printing, you just want to turn it off. And you turn it off by just clicking the little eyeball. So now that is all you have now is your background with your transparent layer. Okay, so now we're going to save as. And we're going to save as, and I want to do PNG, but as you can see here, there's no PNG. And you guys are going to run into this problem because this template is in CMYK color mode. So you can't save as PNG. Why don't I just save in a JPEG? Well, you could, I guess if you don't want to go through this next part, you can just save as a JPEG. But PNG loses less pixels when saved and transported and all that stuff. PNG will lose a little bit of quality. So I like PNG, and I left it this way on purpose because you guys are going to run into this problem. So I can't save it. So I'm like, okay, what do I do? Well, what you do is you go up here to Image, Mode, and you click on RGB. This little message is going to pop up and ask if you want to merge your layers because it can affect the appearance of your layers. I've already done this. It does not affect the appearance, so you just click Don't Merge. And once it's done working, because it's got to like convert all the layers to a different color map, basically. So it's just going to take a second. It didn't take this long on the other one, but okay, so now it's done. So now what we can do, as you can see, it says RGB 8 up here instead of the CMYK. Sorry about that, guys. My computer, I don't know what happened. The memory was overloading or something. So back to where I left off. After you've saved your Photoshop, you've rewritten over the Photoshop document because you want it to be in RGB, you're going to then File, Save As, and then we want to save it as our PNG, wherever it may be. On here somewhere, right there. PNG. Okay, save. Okay. And now you're good to go. Now the next thing that you want to do is you're going to print it. Now I'm not actually going to print it because my printer is in the other room with the other computer. So now that we've got it saved, all you do is go to wherever you saved it. So for me, it's going to be in Pictures, 3ds template, and here it is right here. So wherever it is, you just right click it and you do print. And then you're going to see this dialog box. Right here, this fit picture to frame, if it's not clicked, make sure it is. If you unclick it, it will be a little too small for your DS. You got to do fit picture to frame, full page photo, and click your print button. Then it will print, and you just carefully cut it out, and then you apply it to your DS. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please give it a thumbs up if it helped you. Give it a thumbs down if you want to. If it sucked, I know I probably sucked, but it's cool. Do whatever you feel. So after this little part of the video, I'll just throw up some shots of me actually whenever I cut it out, and then what it looks like whenever I put it on my DS. It won't be this picture though. It'll be the first one I showed you, the one of it's got Gyarados on it and the little Get a Life thing. So anyways, guys, again, thank you so much, and I'll see y'all next time.